Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. I am Karthik, along with Kumanaan and Veshaalan from DLS 1B, and we are here to talk about modes of transportation.
There are five types of transportation modes: road, rail, air, sea, and pipelines. And I'm here today to talk about road transportation. The definition of road transportation has come a long way since the days of horse and wagon shipments. Truck transportation is ideal for industry that require small, quick shipments directly to a business warehouse or consumer's door and is equipped to handle possible delays. Along the way, characteristic of road transportation offers complete freedom to road user to transfer the vehicle from one lane to another, and also it gives quick and easy transportation of men, machineries and material, etc. Road transport serves the agriculture area by transporting of goods. The advantages of road transportation is highly accessible. Most companies have easy access to a major highway system, while not every company has access to railroads, airports, or ships for other forms of transportation. And also, it allows for door-to-door shipment, cost less than air and ship transportation. And the disadvantages of road transportation is time. For example, truck freight can take longer and is more susceptible to shipment delays and other methods. The average truck travels roughly 50 to 60 miles per hour on major roadways. Other factors, such as road closures, bad weather, or heavy traffic can also have unpredictable impact on delivery times. And also, control due to how truck freight works, you do not have to have much of control over how your products are handled. Road travel can be rough on shipments, and some companies may mishandle your product. That's why it's crucial to work with a trusted logistic company backed by awards and client testimonials. Last but not least, we can also find there are four types of truck in road transportation. For example, bulk cargo truck, heavy goods transporter, dry goods transporter, and delivery truck. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kumanaan and I'm from DLS 2B. And today I'm here to talk about rail transportation. Rail transportation. The definition of rail transportation is the rail transport, also known as train transport, is means of transport on vehicles which run on tracks, rails on railroads. It is one of the most important, commonly and used and very cost-effective modes of commuting and good carriage over long as well as short distances. Since the system runs on metal, usually steel rails and wheels, it has an inherent benefit of lesser frictional resistance which helps attach more loads in terms of wagons or carriages. The system is known as a train. Usually trains are powered by an engine locomotive running on electricity or on diesel. The characteristics are public utility service railways provide an essential service to the public. It being a public utility service requires protection and investments by government. Huge investments on the railways require huge investments for purchase of land, laying of tracks, constructing rail stations of sheds, buying automobiles, etc. No single individual can afford to make all of these investments at one at a time. Next, the advantages of the rail transportation offers more carrying capacity, reduces the chances of delays, and minimizes its environmental impact. As long as the disadvantages are transit time. Rail transport is slower than truck and air freight, and they often require multiple transfers throughout the shipment process. Accessibility. Not every area has access to railroad tracks, so the rail transport almost requires other forms of transportation to move products, and transportation is often combined with truck freight or efficient delivery. And here are the examples of rail transportation. First is block train. Block train normally transports bulk fabric, cereals, different construction materials, and for industry and construction business. Second is bulk cargo train. The bulk cargo train normally carries liquids or solid stuffs. Third, container transportation train. These always carry large containers of coal or packages around the globe. And the fourth is grain transportation train. These trains always carry grains like barley, wheat, rice, corn, and many more. And the fun fact is, Most of the trains run in electric, and before, these trains run through coal energy. Next, air transportation. The definition is air transportation is a type of transportation which is used in logistics for transportation through air to another place with the help of aeroplanes and airbuses. The characteristics are unbroken journey. Air transport provides unbroken journey over land and sea. It is the fastest and quickest means of transport. Rapidity. Air transport had the highest speed among all modes of transport. Air transportation's advantages are allows for speedy deliveries. Despite the possibility of occasional flight delays, our transport is significantly faster than ship, truck, or plane delivery under most circumstances. Additionally, airplanes operate on a fixed schedule. This reliability is an asset when arranging shipment, particularly for perishable goods that require prompt to often overnight and delivery. Offers an enhanced security. Planes offer Planes offer this speed with little or no compromise to the quality of product, providing optional protection and safe handling due to the rigorous flight checkpoints and little interference during flight. The disadvantages are cost. Air transport is more expensive than transport due to the higher cost of fuel, additional expenses like tickets, maintenance, checkpoints, special handle fees, or certain materials, shipping containers, and more. When ground logistics are an option and guaranteed quick delivery is not required, trucks are often more economical decision. For companies who can afford it and cost and rely on fast delivery, air transport is the deal. Limitations. Due to the nature of transport, there are certain limitations in place that some companies may find difficult to navigate, including size, weight, and product restrictions. Airplanes have a set weight capacity that they cannot exceed, and many materials are too hazardous and transport via flight. Here are the examples of air transportation. First is the Boeing 737, the second is the Airbus 340, Airbus A320, and Boeing 747. And all these planes carry the same goods around the globe.
Sea transportation means ship that carrying people or goods. It also largest carrying transportation of freight which record in history. They can be distance traveled by ships and some kind of carriers. The characteristic of the ship is the time to reach the destiny is taking too much, and also it's cheap because of it can carry a lot of goods in one trip. The advantages of sea transportation is the surface of sea is smooth, so the usage of um, fuel fuel for the ship is low, so it's the cheapest mode of transport. It also has the largest carrying capacity of the transport compared to other transport such as air transport and land transport. The disadvantage of the sea transportation is very slow because of um, the surface of sea is very large. The another disadvantage is more risky. Sometimes it's kind of this kind of boats and ships carriers can sink due to some bad weather. The first picture shows about container carriers that used for carry truck size containers. The second picture shows that about gas carriers it used to carry petroleum gas usually. Other gases are less demanded compared to petroleum gas. The first picture in the slide showing about chemical carrier to carry some industrial chemicals. The another picture showing about roll and roll of ship that carrying car trucks and more vehicle which can load and unload without using cranes. The pipeline is a long distance transportation of a liquid and gas. The characteristic of the pipeline is can move larger quantity of fluids with a low cost, and it's environmental friendly cause not much of usage of energy used. The pipeline can be laid on a wide or more variety with easily. The advantages of the pipeline is it cannot be affected by any weather, and there is more shortcuts to the transportation. Another advantage is high environmental benefits and no more harmful substance is used. The transportation project is very small, covers by a small area, and the amount of earth and stone works which is smaller than that railway construction. Simply you can tell that safe and reliable, no pollution and low cost. The disadvantage of the pipeline is um, it is not flexible and it can be laid only um, once and cannot be increased the lay, and it's difficult to repair the underline of the pipeline if any detection of the leakage. There are two types of pipeline transport, which is divided to gas pipeline and liquid pipeline. The first picture shows about gas pipeline. Gas pipeline is used to transport gas products. The second picture shows about liquid pipeline is used to transport liquid products. There is some industry is using pipeline system. The first picture shows about hazard liquid pipeline. Its function to carry crude oil, bitumen and some chemicals from industry. This kind of pipeline is not so much of safe because if there happens some leakage in the system, it can cause harm to human health and environment which surrounded by the pipeline system. The second picture shows about slurry pipeline which using for move ores, mining wastage over long distance. Normally the mining industry use this kind of pipeline.